Matthew Bassman, this is your coach speaking. You need to learn how to log out of your accounts so you don't get emails sent to yourself and you don't get your fantasy football items changed. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
There you go, Matt.
You suck!
Yeah. All right, there we go. Once again, Matt Bossman has not shown up. I'm not sure if he's ever going to show up for this. Who knows? At least not with the snow coming down like it is right now.
We'll sort of blame him.
Yeah, we'll blame him, even though we can also blame Kyle for all of it.
This is a special edition of Beyond Questions without Matt Bossman.
Once again.
Here in beautiful Kirtland, Ohio.
Yep, and Lakeland Community College. So, yeah, we're just checking mics because one of them's getting a buzz. Anyway, so I'm not sure about you, but I was surprised by the Super Bowl outcome.
True,
because I didn't even make a prediction about the Super Bowl, just because I was like, one, I didn't even want to watch it. I only ended up seeing bits and pieces because I was doing homework at the time. So I got to watch like a little bit of the third quarter before I had to go into work. But yeah, I'm congrats to the Eagles. I'm impressed, especially with how they ended. What was it, the second quarter, the first half, with a trick play. And
no, the hilarious thing was it was the same trick play they were playing on the Eagles, but this one actually worked.
Oh yeah,
isn't that irony?
Oh yeah, but yeah, like it's amazing how soft Tom Brady's hands are that they can't catch a football, or maybe the ball wasn't deflated well enough. We'll have to figure that out later.
No, did you see the defensive coordinator after that Eagles touchdown on that play?
No.
They had that thing. He was sort of like, Then it's like he sits there. He sort of puts a smile, like, "Oh, touche," and that cool. Yeah,
okay.
You seen our own play against us? Okay.
Yeah. Because I heard like a little mic'd up version of it recently, and apparently they called that specific play the Philly special. It's like, you're sure that that's just special to Philadelphia, or like, I'm not sure like why it's necessarily that special, other than just being a trick play.
Well, I got in an whole debate of, especially because with the other talk show yesterday morning, that with Steve Scott and that saying, blah blah blah, he should, they should have thrown it to him and that. Now, after hearing that they called it the Philly special, come on. They practiced that leading up to the game, probably during the playoffs, preseason, during the season. Yeah,
because they just had to whip it out at a specific time, and there you go. And it's like, I guess in some cases, there's no better time to use a trick play that you've been practicing for the entire year than at the Super Bowl.
Then not really, if you think of it. He gets sticked when, wide receiver bounces off his hand or whatever they needed in that. Man up, Tom Brady. Man up.
Yeah, or like how the Browns had a specific play they've been working on all season. It's called a touchdown. They never got to perform it well.
Actually, yeah, that sort of deserves props. This props. I give you that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But I give you that.
Thank you. Yeah. So it still took a great play by the defense to end up with the ball at the end of the fourth quarter to get the field goal that eventually would ice the game. And it's like, congrats to the defense, because they finally showed up for once. It's like this was the second most points scored in a Super Bowl all time. So obviously offense was lacking.
You sort of had that feeling in that after they scored, that field or touchdown in that. That defensive, especially the funny thing was if you watch that linebacker net on the left hand side or Tom Brady's right, you just see him and he's just sitting there with his legs and that like itching, like ready to go right after. The next thing you know, the ball's on the ground.
Yeah. But, of course, knowing referees, I would not expect them to actually call a fumble on Tom Brady. They'd just call it the tuck rule, and then they'd go on and have Tom Brady win the game again.
He tried it so hard, though. After it came out of his hands, he had to go and try to follow through in that.
Yeah.
Try to put some, dispute of, oh, well, no, I didn't fumble it.
Yeah, I was just going for a tuck. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, the funny thing is the first two plays before that, or was it? Or no, after that, after they got the field goal. The following possession, the two first plays that it looked like he was a rookie.
Okay.
Yeah, he threw it into the ground. He, he missed the person by a mile on that.
Yeah. Or one of my friends on Facebook posted like during the Super Bowl was like, "Oh, Tom Brady fumbling at the end of the fourth quarter. That's a very Cleveland thing to do, Tom Brady." And he's not wrong. That was very Cleveland of him. He should now become the new Browns quarterback.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah. It was like bash Cleveland as much as possible. Keep getting drums. All right.
Pretty much.
So,
But technically, though, they do have a little bit of Cleveland in them.
oh yeah,
Lewis, Belichick.
Yeah. Yeah, there's enough Cleveland to go around in New England.
Not leaving, is Sheard still there? Jamal Sheard?
Jabal Sheard, he might be.
Maybe.
I'm not sure what they did with Barkevius Mingo. I know he went there for a little bit.
That's true. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Well,
Britt. We can't forget Britt.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the latest.
Britt went to them. Okay.
So, yeah. They do have some Cleveland in them.
Yeah. Not that they necessarily performed in the Super Bowl either.
That's just the right thing to say.
Yeah. So, so just the Eagles getting that field goal. And if anything, that just made it so, like, because we've all known that Tom Brady can go down, have a 3-minute drive, and score a touchdown to win the game. Because that's what he's done numerous times in the past.
Yeah.
And I can say this now. Even after I saw that the score was 41-33 and there was less than a minute left, I did not think, oh, this game is done, because that's not who Tom Brady is.
Yeah.
Tom Brady is likely the most clutch quarterback to have ever played this game, because he comes from behind often, and most of those times it's in the biggest game in the NFL, the Super Bowl.
True.
So we've learned to never count out Tom Brady, and yet the Eagles still won, and I'm happy for him. And it's awkward because one of my Giants fans, my Giant fan friends, actually posted this on Facebook that because of the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, the NFC East is now the only conference, or the only division, to have a Super Bowl champion on as each of those 4 teams. So the Eagles, the Giants, the Cowboys, and Redskins.
Yeah.
All of them are.
I didn't think of that.
Have been Super Bowl champions. Yeah, I know.
I never thought of... Damn. That's deep.
Yeah, like because
The AFC North's going to be waiting a while.
The AFC North, you've had Steelers and the Ravens, and then the Bengals still don't have one, and the Browns still haven't been to a Super Bowl. The NFC North, you still don't have the Vikings with the Super Bowl, or the Lions haven't been to one.
They haven't even made it in the second round of the playoffs.
Not since we've returned. Not since the Browns returned. Yeah.
I had to go that far.
Yeah. Keep going.
Might as well.
Yeah. So, Yeah, just like I was going through all of the different conferences, like the divisions, and it's just like it's weird to think that there are so many teams that still haven't won a Super Bowl, but then you realize, oh yeah, the Patriots have still won 5.
Mm-hmm. And they could have won 3 out of 4.
Yeah, and then it's like it seems like NFC East teams are Tom Brady's kryptonite because he's now lost 2 Super Bowls to the Giants and 1 to the Eagles, and I'm not sure if there's any reasoning behind it other than maybe the NFC East has somewhat better defenses, but you can't necessarily say that because the AFC North has had some good defenses in the past.
Yeah. Not anymore currently.
Right. The Steelers are kind of floundering with their defense.
Yeah.
The Ravens are decent, and
Yeah.
the Bengals might actually have the best defense in the division right now, and then the Browns are obviously low tier.
They have potential. It's just they don't live up to it.
That's how it always works. That's how it always works.
It's valid.
Yeah. Oh, and then you also have teams like Jacksonville who gave New England a run for their money in the AFC Championship. And they have an amazing defense. The potential was there. And then it was fulfilled throughout the entire year with the addition of Calais Campbell.
They're going to be a scary team when it comes into next year.
Oh yeah, like I can definitely see Jacksonville contending for at least another 3 years, and that won't be fun because we're running out of teams that haven't been to a Super Bowl yet. Because just the Lions, the Jaguars, and the Browns have not been to a single Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's like I like to still have that be a three team thing, and it's like, please Jacksonville, lose a little bit more, specifically to the Cleveland Browns.
You never know in that. But the funny thing is, out of one thing, Gibson going there.
Oh yeah, Tashawn it was Tashawn Gibson, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you look at that. That was a really bad move, letting him walk.
Yeah, but the Browns are good at letting good players walk. Or just letting them go because the New England Patriots need them.
So you're pretty much saying that we're the AAA of the Patriots.
Yes, the Cleveland
or the
Browns.
NFL.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, the AAA team for all of the NFL, and it's
Valid. I can't actually come up with an argument against that necessarily.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
There's no argument to be made.
Yeah. So, let's see. Final was 41-33. There were a couple records. Like Tom Brady had 505 yards passing. That's the Super Bowl record. There was over 1,100 yards of offense, also a Super Bowl record. Nick Foles had a receiving touchdown, which is the first time that QB has had a receiving touchdown in a Super Bowl.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just imagine if Tom Brady had actually caught a pass once in his damn
a little too soon.
Yeah.
Especially after the fact of what his wife said after that.
Yeah. But it's like obviously Tom Brady didn't have Brandon Cooks to throw to. He had gotten knocked out of the dang game.
I do like though that whole thing with the Cooks thing. That they said they labeled it as a head injury, quote unquote.
He got smacked.
And he had a concussion. They just didn't want to flat out say, well, he's in percussion protocol and that. They just want to cover it up.
Yeah, it's like Brandon Cooks got entered into the jacked up Super Bowl edition. There's like that. Like I would like to just pull up that hit now because it was.
Oh, that was sort of brutal.
Yeah,
but yeah, I like that was what before halftime, beginning of the third, that they go and say, well, he has a head injury. Well, no kidding, he got knocked out. Yeah, and he has a concussion.
Head injuries in the NFL could only really mean one thing, and that's concussion. Yeah. It's not like you say head injury and it turns out it's like a broken nose. No, because you would obviously be able to tell that there's a broken nose.
Yeah,
So,
I give that. Let's see, video. Let's see.
did you look up like Brandon Cook's Super Bowl?
Oh,
That might work.
yeah, true. Didn't think of that. Yep. Yeah, he got laid out. Oh, here you go. Oh, that was sort of sputtering. Yeah, YouTube and that, stuttering and loading. Yeah, he didn't see that coming.
No. Yeah, that was precisely the idea. Is that he did not see that hit coming, and like every single time I watch it, it looks even worse.
I know.
Because people would say, "Oh, that was a head-to-head hit." That's obviously illegal in the NFL. No, Brandon Cooks had become a runner, and therefore, that's now legal.
Not including he had a face mask, all that. Little bit top the helmet and that drilled into it, but not every tackle's going to be little perfect.
Yeah, like that's the problem with the NFL is like they want to make the game safer. You can't get safer in football unless you're playing flag football.
Valid.
And that's kind of what they're trying to turn the game into, even though it's completely stupid. Could we see some change where they start saying, "Oh, now any hit to the helmet is illegal," or
I think
like
we're
that?
going that way.
Yeah, and it's like you can't make anything safe in a game where hitting is essentially the way to play the game.
Well,
It's like unless you're going to say no defense is allowed on the field, it just becomes pitch and catch football, and even then you're going to get non-contact injuries. How many times have we heard of people tearing their ACLs in practice? Not a game.
Hands.
Not a game. Not a game. We're
Yeah.
talking about practice.
I like the Iverson sort of
Yeah.
feel of that.
Yeah. So,
Oh, yeah, hands.
yeah.
That was one. Yeah, training camp, Bentley.
Yeah, the Charles Bentley. That ended his career, too.
Yeah.
That was the offer. We had just signed him to a 6-year, $36 million deal. Never saw a down in the NFL again.
Yeah.
That's...
The
Oh,
first
boy.
day of camp.
Yeah.
I think that was not even a complete hour.
No.
That was kind of sad. So,
Yeah, or just, like all it takes is to step wrong. Like going to the NBA now. Kristaps Porzingis, who recently tore his ACL, he's out for the rest of the season, and like they said he was out for 10 months. And all that happened was he just came down wrong after a shot, and there goes his ACL, out for almost a year. There's no way to protect yourself from injuries in sports.
no,
At
they're going to
all.
happen. It's depending what your number is.
Yeah,
Necessarily.
it's like then again, I understand what if the NFL is really trying to do something with saying, "Oh, we're trying to keep concussions out of the game." I get it, but there's still that doesn't take into the account somebody who gets hit straight midsection, and then as a part of getting hit that hard, they get their head hits the turf harder.
Yeah.
So there's no way to protect yourself from that.
Yeah, and even artificial turf and that. Yeah, the tires and that they put into it and that. That doesn't do that. It sort of helps a little, but it doesn't absorb that much of an impact.
Right. It's like it's like these people are hitting each other like freight trains. There's a point. There will come a point that the NFL will have to say, should we continue playing? And now I've heard from enough people that they don't even watch the NFL anymore because of all the stupid stuff that's been going on recently. Whether it's players like Colin Kaepernick or concussion drama and the NFL is losing a lot of money to it.
It's true. They need to take care of some business in house, big time.
Yeah, but there's not necessarily much you can do with that. It's like, how do you win back your fans, or in the case in the NFL, the customers are the fans. How do you win back their respect? And in the NFL, you can't. If you're the NFL, you keep putting players on the field who have had domestic violence charges or just like continually getting concussions and they're not getting treated correctly.
That's all they can do is they gotta clean up their house. You might not gain some of them back. Some of them, it might take some time, then they'll come back. You gotta start someplace in wiping out all the stupidness going on.
Yeah. All right, so let's change gears a little bit to the Cavaliers. Cleveland Cavaliers actually pulled out the victory last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves, a final of 140-138 in overtime. LeBron James notched his 9th triple-double, 37 points, 15 assists, 10 rebounds, and ended up with the game-winning shot. So, and there was also an NBA record set last night as the Cavaliers went 21 of 41 from 3, and the Timberwolves went 19 of 33 for a combined total of 40 3-pointers, the most in NBA history that two teams have combined for.
That's somewhat jaw-dropping.
Yeah, especially when we think there have been teams like not even 3 years ago, 21 threes in a game was the record for threes in a game. Now we see teams like the Warriors and the Cavaliers breaking that constantly. So, and so now it's becoming more, because the NBA is now becoming more of a long distance, score points quickly, and if you can't, then hopefully you played a little bit of defense, and nobody in the NBA plays defense.
True.
No. The only one that does it somewhat well are the San Antonio Spurs. And I was watching a little bit of that game last night because they were playing the Phoenix Suns in Phoenix, and that was not a good game. The San Antonio Spurs were ahead at one point, 105-55, and at that point, I just turned it off. I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, okay, that's there's a 50-point lead, and that was in the third quarter, right towards the end of the third quarter.
Did they come back and beat them?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. That's just a curiosity.
Yeah.
For a second from your tone in that, that's what you sort of seemed like you were doing.
Then again, the Cavaliers in the previous game, the game against the Magic, they lost a 21-point lead and then lost by, at least 15 points? They only scored 9 points in the fourth quarter against the Magic. And were leading... and had just gone down by 3 at the end of the third quarter. It was 92-89, and then the Cavaliers only went up to 98 points, and that was done. Like, I was watching, it's just like, what are the Cavs doing? Because it's not working.
True. Yeah, that's sort of.
No, there's the final 129-81.
That's kind of bad when you only score 9 points in the first quarter.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, God.
I know, less than if you get single digits in a quarter, you can essentially put an end to your game in today's NBA.
Hey, look, 41-22 in the second.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of a killer of themselves.
Yeah.
It's almost like here's a dagger to the heart in that, you know?
Yeah.
Just roll over.
Yeah.
But with the trade deadline today.
Yeah, that's going to be another interesting thing because there have been a lot of teams trying to push for players like DeAndre Jordan. I had recently heard that the Cavaliers might have been interested in DeAndre Jordan. That would be awesome, but then again, that also begs the question: who are we trading in order to get DeAndre Jordan? Because I was seeing like the Brooklyn pick, Tristan Thompson and Iman Shumpert or something like that.
I wouldn't do Thompson.
Yeah, well,
if Love was still, if he wasn't hurt, I could see it.
If Love wasn't hurt, Love would be on the board, but he's hurt, and there's nothing we can do about that either.
Yeah.
But one of the other more awkward things I saw is after picking the All-Star teams, Team LeBron versus Team Curry, most of LeBron's starters are going to be out for the All-Star game. Like Kevin Love is out, Porzingis is out. Who else did he have? Like,
can pull that up.
Yeah,
I seen a story.
Could have
about
sworn he
it.
had DeMarcus Cousins or something.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think so. Or actually, probably should put 18.
Yeah. And then maybe put
Teams.
Team LeBron, yeah.
Let's see. Oh. Yeah, maybe later. Come on. Yeah. Got Cousins. Oh, Kyrie isn't.
Like, I think this is all the new starters.
Yeah, Beal.
There's Kevin Love on the bench.
Not anymore.
There's Porzingis. He's out.
Not anymore. Wall, he's out.
Yeah.
Westbrook's still going. Sheesh.
Yeah, so you have a whole bunch of people who are not going to be playing on LeBron's team. It's really awkward.
He's got 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah, and like thankfully it doesn't really mean the All-Star game doesn't really mean anything, and that's why they can do something like this where they can just pick all their starters. But it still looks awkward to see all these players who are going down for Team LeBron.
Yeah. That's the sad reality of it, things, and that now the players are going to go and say this format's cursed.
Yeah. Well, cursed for one certain person, and that would be LeBron.
True.
Because there's always something against LeBron.
Yeah. You know. That's life, I guess. Something like that.
Yeah.
So.
I think we're done.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say how to end this.
How to end this?
Matthew Bassman, this is your cat.
Yes, Matt. Tom Brady is softer than Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes, that is beyond question.